Raiding the Tomb of Simon. Simon is only mentioned in the lists of the 12 disciples, and there are no other stories about him in the New Testament. Some people believe he is the same Simon referred to as brother of Christ in Mark 6:3. Is not this the carpenter, the son of Mary, and brother of James and Joseph and Judas and Simon? In which case, he may or may not have been the second bishop of Jerusalem, who took over for James after he was martyred. The title of Zelotes could just refer to Simon's zeal and help differentiate him from Peter, whose name was also Simon. However, zealot is kaneos in Greek, which has led some to believe he was from Cana of Galilee. The Zealots were also a militant Jewish sect who wanted to expel the Romans from Israel by force. This has led some to believe that Simon may have been involved in the First Jewish-Roman War, 66 to 73 AD. Although not much else is said about Simon in the New Testament, there are numerous references to him in both church and secular history. The Epistle of the Apostles, a 2nd century letter denouncing Gnosticism, lists Simon as one of the authors, along with Thomas and Judas Zelotes, who may have been Simon's brother. According to tradition, Simon spread the gospel to Egypt and possibly Ethiopia before joining his brother Jude in Persia. They then traveled to Armenia or Beirut, Lebanon, where both were martyred in 65 AD. This is confirmed by Christian Ethiopians who say Simon came to Africa but was crucified in Samaria. In the Golden Legend written in the Middle Ages, Simon is said to have suffered crucifixion as the Bishop of Jerusalem. In the late Middle Ages, Justus Lipsius wrote that Simon was sawn in half at Suanir, Persia, hence the saw in Caravaggio's famous portrait of Simon the Zealot. In the 2nd and 3rd century, Hippolytus of Rome wrote that Simon traveled all the way to Britain and was eventually martyred there. A Muslim commentary includes Simon as one of the 12 disciples, and tradition holds that he preached to the Berbers in North Africa. Today, Simon is buried in St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican City, Rome, next to his brother Jude, beneath the altar of St. Joseph. How his bones got there is unclear. However, there is another tradition involving St. Simon the Zealot's cave in Abkhazia, Georgia. Orthodox Christianity maintains that Simon's last days were spent in this cave, and he was martyred nearby. What is clear is that Simon laid down his life for the sake of the gospel, and he remains a glowing example of what it means to be a true follower of Jesus.
Hi, I'm David. If you like this video, help me get the message out, share it with somebody, and watch the next one.